Well, I've joined the 5%ers just to see what it's all about. And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you not seen me before, my name is Langers and I am the overgrown child that is the Scruffy Trader. No shock looking round my desk with all those toys on it. And what I'm trying to do is kind of put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So if that sounds good, please click the little subscribe button. It genuinely helps. And if you are subscribed, please check the bell icon. So what are we having a chat about over coffee today? Well, I don't know if you saw across the weekend, I did a little review about the 5%ers because a few of the guys in the group that I run expressed an interest. And I'm not a big lover of prop firms. I'm really not. Simply because I find most of them have so many rules in them, they restrict the trader. And for me, that doesn't suit well because I like to do my own thing. Anyway, cut long story short, when I checked into the 5%ers for the guys, apart from your drawdown, which is pretty tight by the way, and I'll touch on that in a second, you're kind of left to your own devices to do what you like. Now to me, I find that quite astounding because as a trader we are all individual. There's none of us trade the same. We may have a similar path, but the actual execution of the trade and what we look at is completely different. And that's what moves the markets in the first place, because what I see is not what somebody else sees. We all have different areas of value where we're willing to buy or sell an instrument. So when I was looking at it, and I was talking to the guys in the Discord group, etc., they are right heavily invested in it. And there's a number of the guys have taken up the platform. And if you are interested, I've dropped a link directly to the 5%ers, and you'll get a cashback discount if you sign up. So save you a few pennies off the fees. And it's okay me spouting and talking about things. And I thought, well, if I'm going to help these guys, it's only fair that I'm singing on the same hymn sheet. So I have a 5%ers account as well. And it's almost like going back to school for me, because the platform of choice is the MT4 and the MT5. And it's a long time since I've used MT4. And MT5 I just wasn't really interested in at all, because if you follow me, you see I like the charts that I use. So what I've done is I have a trading screen in front of me, which I'll go through, which is MT5 for placing orders. I have my watch lists in my normal broker because I still have to earn a living and trade my day-to-day account. And then I have a charting screen on this side. So it's all falls into place for me, and it's not as difficult as it seems. But I thought what I would do is I'd show you the dashboard, what I've set up on the 5%ers, and you can see the progress. And I'll show you how I've set up my MT5 to achieve it. So come with me and we'll jump on the screen.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, so let me fire up my screens and I'll show you pretty much how I sort out MT4. Well, it's actually MT5 that I'm using. And the way that I would lay the charts out. Because I think if you have a clean, easy workspace, it makes life so much easier. So let me put my screens over. So first of all, let's have a look at the dashboard. When you open up an account, you'll be presented with a dashboard like this. That helps you get an idea of where you are and where you're going. Now for me, it's 13,000 at this moment in time, and they are looking for me to gain $910, 7%, over the course of the next 6 months. Now there are certain criteria that I have to stick to, which is the drawdown. Now it is 4% from the initial balance, so I can't allow this to go any further than 520 initial stake against me. And they also have a mandatory stop loss, because there are two options to the 5%ers. Take a low risk or a high risk. And because I'm looking at this as a marathon, not a sprint, the sensible choice is to take it slowly. And the way that I've done that is on the low risk version. And then I'll show you how I've worked that out. Now my current standing is I've taken 11 trades up to now, 100% strike rate. And it just works out your pips, sort of average pip, just shy of 11 pips, dollar in profit. And the reason being is because I am just messing around with MT4, I have to refresh my memory for placing trades, etc. I don't want to go gun-ho, but I also want to build it and compound the process. And anybody who knows me knows that I use spreadsheets all the time. Well, this is the spreadsheet that I've set up for this challenge, and it's very simple. What I'm going for is 0.05% per day in order to grow this over 6 months. And that's what this section here is. So it's a 6-month target, and I'm looking at roughly, I want to get it up to $7, $7 because it's a dollar account per day. But I want to build it. I don't want to sort of put all my eggs in one basket, if you like, because 4% drawdown total is quite difficult. So what I'm working on is each position has a risk of around 0.25 to 0.3% of the account, which will allow me to have around 12-15 losses in a row before I get myself into trouble, because the worst stint I've ever had was 8 losses in a row. And on my account, I can be risking a lot more than any 0.225%, so it hurts, and I need to allow it to breathe. So that's what this is, and as you can see, it's growing quite nicely, and I just need to progress. Okay guys, and then you use the platform that is provided for you. It's very intuitive. However, when you first look at it, it looks horrific, and it wouldn't blame you if you turn around and say, I ain't using that, I'm using what the big fella uses, and I wouldn't blame you. However, it's only ugly on the surface. Once you've customized it to suit yourself, it's actually not a bad platform to deal with. So let me quickly show you, and then I'll show you some of the templates that I've set up. Now the first thing that I do when I look at an MT5 or MT4, whichever, is change the top bar to make it nice and easy. So I want all of my time frames together. I go from a monthly down to a 5-minute, but if I wanted to add something in, you just literally click customize, and I could say insert a 1 minute, just put it into order by, and drag these up and down to have it whatever order you choose. Click there, and there it is there. Simple as that. Now I don't use that, so I can just remove it, and it's gone. And you can do that with any section up here, and it's broken up into time frame, drawn tools, functions, and templates and profiles. Now with this section here, again, I only just put in the bits that I use, which is the crosshair measuring tool, something that I can draw on, a rectangle, vertical and horizontal line, and obviously the Fibonacci's, because I do like a Fibonacci. Click customize, and for argument's sake you might want a trend line, so put trend line, insert trend line, click, and there it is there. That's simple. I don't use them because I don't like them, so I'll just remove it, just like so. And it keeps it nice and tidy. And then you have things like this section here. This will indent the chart because you can see it's right on the hard right. So it'll just push it over just so you can see a bit of clarity. Obviously you're in and out. If I wanted to move it up like so I can see the whole chart, and then when I'm finished, if I click this, it'll tile it. Now, no matter how many charts I have on this profile, it'll tidy it up, and I'll show you that when I put mine on. You could have 8 on here and it will mark them out identical. You can drop it to a line chart or a bar chart, candlestick chart rather. If you want a bar chart, just click customize, work your way down, and I'm assuming it's in here somewhere. That is there. There's your bar chart. Whip that across and it should be in there somewhere. There it is there. Just like so. I don't like it, I like candlesticks. So again, I'll just take that off because I don't use it. Get rid of my bar chart. There we go. And then obviously new order, things like that. But when you're looking at this for the first time and you open up that compared to the way you normally see my trades, that looks horrific. But you can clean it up and you can make it look a lot nicer. You know, get rid of there. So if you right click on the indicator, just delete it, get rid of it. But what you can also do, when I find it, is it on here? Objects and indicator list. Okay, you can actually delete all of them from up here, and likewise your indicators, if I had indicators on, you could delete them here as well. But let's look at cleaning up this chart to make it user friendly. Well, if you click to properties, and it is literally just right click the mouse down to properties, it gives you the color schemes. Now the first thing I'd be doing is flicking it over to here. You don't need a trade history, you don't particularly, well, you can put your trade levels on, they are handy I suppose. Just take the grid off just by getting rid of it. You can see what's happening here. It's a little snapshot of what's going to happen on the other side. Okay, this is just your scaling, whether you want to be bar chart, line chart, whatever you want. Leave it on candlesticks, color. Well, let's change all of the colors. So if a bar is going up, do we want it green? Yeah. But if a bar is going down, do we want it green? No. We'd have it red. A bull candle, well, you'd want that to be green as well. And a bear candle, red. Now you can change whatever colours you like, but it makes that now look so much cleaner. That is now a working chart. Now there's another part of this that I don't like. I don't like these sort of things in my iShot. So again, if you go down to your properties and show, you'll see quick trading buttons. Just click that and they're gone. But a nice, clean, easy chart to work with. And you can save this as a template. And that's easy done. If you right click, go to templates, and you can save it. And you would save that as a template. But let's put on a couple of indicators. I'll save it as a test template, and I'll show you how easy it is to uniform everything that you have in this area. So if you go to insert indicators, let's have a look. We'll have a stochastic. Now again, you can change whatever you want. You might want this to be a 14 period. Click, and there is your stochastic. You can drag it round down to the bottom. You can change the colors, thicken them up, whatever you wish, just by clicking properties. See it there, it's a line. You might want to thicken it up so you can see it. Thicken that up a little bit, change the colors. You can alter the levels if you don't want to be 80-20. I would recommend keeping it on the same scale. And there you go. It's all nicely thickened up. If you don't like this, again, right click it. It says delete the indicator and it's gone. Okay, so nice and simple. We'll pop it back on just so that we can build it up. So, there we go. There's a stochastic. Might want something else on here. Let's have a look, see what else we've got. So the trend. Say you like Ichimoku. Standard settings. There you go. There's your Ichimoku cloud. And again, all of your little settings that you like. But if you don't like it, because you think it's horrid, delete. And as you can see, you can stick on whatever you like. Bollinger Bands. Everybody likes a Bollinger Band. There you go. Bollinger Band. But say that's what you like as a chart. And you're happy with it. What you would do is template. Save the template. We'll just call this test. So you can see it. Just comes up. Clicks test. And that's fixed.
No way!
And that's that. So it's now a saved template. And what you can do, if you flick that over, you'll see these are like so. But if you look at your templates now, you have a test on it. And it equals that. So it's very easy to just modify everything that you're doing to look the same. There we go. But you can also save a profile because you don't really want to be flicking through over and over. So you have a button here. You can either get into it through this, or you can put a little button there like what I have done. And it's got save as test UK, just for argument's sake. All right. And then what you'll have is a series of profiles that you can set up to make your life easier. So for argument's sake, there's the British pound, which is a predefined one. There you go. So I've just done that so it looks horrible. But if you go to your test, what you just made, boom, it's there. Nice, easy way of looking at the charts. Now the way I've set mine up is I have clean currencies because this is only dealing in currencies. I would normally have a window of the world, as you've seen before, where I have 4 major currencies I deal on the bottom, and then the oil, the indices on the top. With here, I'm just looking at currencies. So I'll go Aussie, and it'll show me all of the Aussie pairs together. Nice and simple. The euro, the pound. And as you can see, because they are tiled up, if I do that fully and click there, it puts them into a nice working order. And I do that for each one of them across the US. And what I'm looking at is the base currency. And when I'm glancing at the charts, I can see what is happening across all of the configurations. It's a nice, easy way to do it. But once I've started marking up the chart, I always want a clean chart. So for the euro, for argument's sake, I will then start opening up new profiles, which is exactly the same. If I tile it out, there you go. It's exactly the same, but now it's all got my marks in where I've drawn and put my support and resistance lines, all of that sort of thing. There you go. Everything's all marked up nicely. I can keep an eye on it, indent it, so I can see exactly what's going on. Flip the tiles. There we go. So it's a nice simple platform. I'm not going to spend too much time. I'll do little videos more so on MT5 as we go, because it's still a learning curve for myself. It's a long time since I've used them, and try and give you a few tips. Certainly on the order execution of MT5, because it does get a bit confusing looking at your limit orders, your stop orders and your sort of stop limit orders and the differences. But basically, if you're letting the price come to you, use a stop order. If you're trying to predict a reversal, use a limit order and you'll be fine. Okay, but we'll go more into that in another video. So this was just an introduction to let you know that I am taking part of the 5%ers and I'll document the journey as we go forward. Can't be any fairer than that. So I'll be trading my normal account that you'll see probably most of the time, because that's where I spend my time day trading. The little account that I'm building, I'll be doing updates on that, and I'll also do updates on this 5%ers account as well. So that's like 3 lots of accounts to follow the journey, shall we say. So if you like all of that, by all means contact me if you're stuck, because I genuinely love my job, and the more I get into it, connecting with you guys, it makes the days fantastic. So as always, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.